When we all take the oath, we know the risks. They tell us the possibility of being killed in the line of duty. They tell us the possibility of losing a friend and coworker. But no one ever tells you how it will be after everything settles. After you have to bury your best friend and the person you envisioned your life with. How that will feel without them or what you go through. No one tells you how that phone call hits you like a train, and all you can do is pray. I received that phone call on September 11th, 2022 at 2:15 a.m. I remember meeting you on November 10th, 2020 at the Frank DeAngelis training facility. It was my first day in pre-academy and your team was training. You and Joe Galvez were the first people to introduce yourself and tell us if we needed anything, you guys would be there. I didn't predict what would happen in the time to follow. I would see him around the station and always thought to myself how big this guy was and asked myself why his patrol shirt was always 2 sizes too small. Everyone here knows what I'm talking about. But of course, I never complained. He was a very competitive person. He always wanted to compete to see who could recover the most stolen vehicles, as we both worked out of Charlie sector and shared the same patrol car, so neither of us ever had an advantage over one another. He still always won. Dillon was a hard worker and never afraid to get after it. He loved his team and the people he worked with. He loved the job and what it meant to be a police officer. Dillon always had a warrior mentality and knew every time he stepped out of the station, he would do what needed to be done. Dillon was a hero. Team 6, also known as Team No Factor, was his family. Dillon took working for Team 6 seriously. During briefings, LT would play videos from Jocko. The videos always put people in a warrior mindset, especially Dillon. Dillon really enjoyed watching those every day because he believed that mindset was necessary to be mentally prepared for whatever came his way. I know this because he would always quote them at home or when we went to the gym. I've worked calls with Dillon, and I always admired how he was able to talk and connect with people, but always had a plan in the back of his mind in case something happened. He was an all-around great officer. To his teammates, I just want you to know how much you guys meant to him. He talked about you every day, always sharing stories when he called me on his drive home. He loved you guys, and I know you loved him. I want to thank you, all of Team 6, for looking out for him every shift. I want to thank you for doing everything you could to save him that day. Dillon was passionate about a lot of things, but the gym was at the top of the list. When Dillon and I first started dating, he warned me that he would not adjust his gym schedule for me. Right, yeah, everyone says that. Eventually, he chose to adjust his gym time so that I was able to go with him, and then we could spend more time together. The time we spent at the gym was one of my favorite parts of the day. Going to the gym with Dillon was a different experience in itself, as he often added more weight without me looking. As you can tell, right? The first time I ever did leg day with Dillon, I could barely move for a week. This makes sense if you've seen his thighs in those shorts. Before I started going to the gym with him, I would always wonder why he was there for hours until I realized how many friends he had and how much he meant to the people at VASA. He was loved by staff and members. The manager of our gym told me how positive he was and what a difference in people's lives he made. One of his mentors at the gym told me how amazing and remarkable of a person Dillon was and how driven he was to accomplish his goals. This mentor was helping him prepare for SWAT testing, and anyone who knows Dillon knew how hard he trained every day to make the team. Dillon trained hard in the gym because he believed in being in the best shape possible for the job. Dillon truly believed in any given day, a mentality we were taught during training. Dillon believed that he needed to train hard physically and mentally. He took range days and tactical training seriously, as he believed any given day he would need to use it. Dillon wanted to be ready not only for himself, but for his teammates to make sure everyone came home. Dillon believed the job was not about cashing a paycheck, but a brother and sisterhood that creates a different kind of bond that others do not understand. When you laugh and cry and experience the craziest calls every night with the same people, you share a life that most do not understand. Dillon loved every second of it. Being a police officer and working with people who you know have your back and will run towards anything by your side is one of the most empowering experiences a person can have. Most people in this room know that feeling. Dillon and I had a conversation about why we decided to become police officers. He told me after he lost his brother and after seeing what his family went through and what his parents went through, he wanted to try to help families before it was too late. Dillon and I also had the conversation about being killed in the line of duty. He told me he would never want to be forgotten and his name to live on for a lifetime after he passed. Dillon also asked me to look after his dog, Nemesis, if something happened. He told me the only thing he cared about was making sure his family was okay, Nemi was okay, and that I would be okay. Dillon was one of the most positive people I had ever met. He was also the best person to be around, and luckily, I was able to be around him all of the time. Living together was the best. He recently bought a Traeger, and whatever he could find, he wanted to try and smoke. A lot of you here know that because he made sure to send you pictures of everything he made. Of course, smoking would take hours, and he would wake me up in the middle of the night to try it. He also loved making everything way too spicy, even though he knew his stomach would not appreciate it. Immediately after, Dillon would say his stomach hurt, which I knew meant he put way too much hot sauce on his food. We had the best time together no matter what we were doing. His laugh was infectious. He had so many different laughs, but you would know if something was really funny to him. His smile lit up a room. Whenever we were out, he would always want to dance with me, even if there was no music. We would dance at the zoo, in the middle of the street, even waiting in line for a baseball game. Those were the times he enjoyed most because all he cared about and all I cared about was that it was me and him. There are hundreds of stories of us, Dillon and his team, and Dillon's life overall. No words will ever be enough to truly capture what he meant to everyone. There isn't enough time in the world to truly express everything he meant and what an impact he had on my life and the lives around him. Your mom told me a story that I will never forget. Lisa and Dan, I promised to be a lion. Our time we had will never be long enough, and I'm not sure how to continue on without you. But I will do it. I will do it for you. I will do it for myself. I will do it for everyone in this room. Because that's what it means to be a brother and sister in blue. It's what Dillon would want. Dillon, I will continue to love you each and every day. I promise to take care of your family, and I promise to take care of Nemi. Greater love hath no man than this, that a man lay down his life for his friends. I love you, Dillon, always.